Welcome back to the Golf Fix. Viktor Hovland has won at every level. U.S. Amateur Champion, multiple wins on the PGA Tour and DP World Tour. All signs point to his next step being a major one. Let's head over to the workshop at Lake Nona Golf and Country Club to take an in-depth look at Viktor Hovland in the swing lab. All right, we got two great angles down the line and front on. Let's check it out. What I love looking at with Viktor Hovland's swing is just how well he uses his body. I would definitely consider him to have a body, especially upper body, dominant swing. Speaking early extension, I got a line on the top of his forehead, a line on his tailbone, and then I want to draw a little cone here displaying, kind of how his hand path works going back, how it works coming through, and just kind of how the transition is. So if I was to draw a line to kind of mirror his spine, he's probably around 55 degrees, which is actually pretty much what I see with most tour players, somewhere between 50 and 55 degrees with a mid-iron. And then I'm also going to show, kind of how his upper body moves in the golf swing relative to the ball line. So starting with down the line, what I want you to kind of see is as he goes back, he makes a huge turn. And because of this big turn, his hands are going to actually work a little more in than most. And so as he gets to this three-quarter position with the trail arm a little bit higher than the lead arm, as you can kind of see from this front on, he's going to have a more upright club shaft, and he's also going to have the hand path a little bit more in. So at this kind of three-quarter phase, you're going to see trail arm is going to be a lot higher here than the lead arm. And you're also going to notice how this shaft, we'll use, let's say, blue for the backswing. This shaft is pointed inside of the ball line, almost at his toes, and his hands are actually inside of his trail shoulder, even inside of his bicep a little bit. Now, as he gets to the top, he makes such a magical move, if you will. Absolutely love this move. And a big differentiator I see between the best amateurs and professionals I teach and the average golfer is just how this upper body transitions. So take a look at this lead shoulder. Watch how it really kind of moves down and that club moves back. Down shoulder, club moves behind his hands. Super, super good move right there. And then when he gets to this kind of quintessential three-quarter position coming down, the club is now pointing outside the ball, which is what we're going to see with most professionals, a little bit outside the ball. And you're also going to see that his hand path is worked a little bit beyond where he went back. So that's called the reverse slot. That's what Jim McLean would call it. Very low maintenance, very natural move. Works super well for Viktor. Club works great halfway down. Absolutely love this delivery position. I'm getting rid of some of these angles, and you can just kind of see from here, he's just essentially using his chest to hit the ball. His trail arm and wrist are doing very little, a lot of lowering and rotation, and then that's allowing him to keep such a stable club face through the hitting zone, almost no rotation, and you can really see how this glove hand is still visible. Now, really quickly to kind of finish here, I just want you to take a look at his upper body and how it moves behind the ball. Transition's great, and then watch how forward it ends up moving post-impact. So there's kind of a lot of motion going through. This is a unique follow-through. You generally see a lot more lower spine extension coming through, really on both sides of the swing. But it works well for Viktor. You can see his heel's actually a little bit back, which is unusual, but one of the best ball strikers in the game. So now that we've looked at his swing, let's go outside, take a look at his swing and how we can implement a drill to help fix your early extension. We just saw how Viktor Hovland had an excellent move coming down in the downswing, using that lead shoulder and not early extending. So for a lot of you thinking about not early extending, it might stem from the hips or thinking about your butt not going forward, but really let's focus on this lead shoulder. And I got a great drill for you. Take your setup to the ball, take your grip, and then I want you to flip your club around, put it under your lead armpit. This should point right at the ball. I want your hands to be on your stomach, and from here, from my view, it's gonna point somewhat at the ball. I'm gonna go ahead and make a nice turn back. If we're in a good rotated position, it's gonna be a little bit easier to stay in posture. I want you to focus on the grip end here. I want you to try to get that grip to point down and inside that ball. You can see I'm much more low and around as I come through, and that's gonna really eliminate the early extension. The more that my lead shoulder goes down and I crunch, that's gonna push my tailbone back. So more of an upper body dominant feel. Let's do it one more time. Back, point inside the ball, come through. Now I'm gonna try to feel that when I take my normal setup. So I'm gonna take my address, big turn back, Viktor Hovland style, and let's try to really kind of push that lead shoulder down. Club works behind me a little bit. You can really see that I'm pushing this back and rotating through. One last one. Big lead shoulder down, point inside the ball, swing. All right, let's give this a shot. This is the moment of truth. Say goodbye, early extension. Hello, Viktor Hovland, here we go. Good turn, Felt great. Love that. I should do that drill more often myself. So moved back into posture, use that lead shoulder, use that idea of the upper body compressing down to get rid of the early extension. Give it a shot. I know it will cure your early extension once and for all.